Australia state law gives officials the authority and the power to forcefully remove your underwear to administer vaccines. Thanks for tuning in to Hard News TV4. I'm your host, Terry Lynn, and this is the channel where truth is like archaeology, and every day we're digging for it. Today is September 26, 2020. This article is from September 24th from LifeSite News. Australian state law empowers officials to forcefully remove your underwear to administer a vaccine in your buttocks. Okay, state law, powers given to the state to pull down your underwear to give you a vaccine against your will. Okay, first of all, only in institutions can authorities pull down your pants and inspect your bottom. And that's in mental hospitals and in jails and in prisons, okay, to inspect for contraband or whatever. But in a free society, the state given permission to pull down your private underwear, your right to privacy, self-respect, and pull down your pants. Okay? And wait till we hear about vaccines given in the butt and not in the arm. And what about my body, my choice? So let's get into this. Law enforcement has the legal power to remove anything, including underwear, that a relevant person is wearing if it's determined that person must be vaccinated. It's determined that person must be vaccinated because forced compliance. Western Australia. The state of Western Australia has legalized to allow police officers or other authorized officers to restrain individuals and, if deemed necessary, forcefully remove their underwear in order to administer a vaccine. Now, wait till we get into this. LifeSite News recently became aware of this legislation and is in communication with a number of residents of Western Australia who until recently were unaware of the extraordinary powers granted to the government in state law. The so-called reasonable force includes the power to apprehend and detain the person to whom the direction applies, the relevant person, and to take the so-called relevant person to a place where the person is required to undergo medical observation, medical examination, or medical treatment, or to be vaccinated in accordance with the direction, and to detain the relevant person at the place where he or she is required to undergo medical observation, medical examination, or medical treatment, or to be vaccinated in accordance with the direction, and to restrain the relevant person, to enable a medical observation, medical examination, or medical treatment to be carried out, or to enable the relevant person to be vaccinated. Number D, to remove anything, including underwear, that the relevant person is wearing if the removal of the thing is reasonably necessary to enable a medical examination or medical treatment to be carried out as the case requires, enable the person to be vaccinated, and the relevant, it should be irrelevant person, is giving a reasonable opportunity to remove the thing, him or herself, and refuses or fails to do so. Now, before we go any farther, this is why you got to dig, okay? So, fact checkers are saying hoax circulating about the new vaccine law in Western Australia. They're saying it's debunked. It's not true. Well, let's keep digging, okay? Let God be true and every man a liar. The devil is a deceiver, and And if a person is a deceiver, they're just like their daddy the devil. Okay? So let's keep digging for truth. On the Western Australia government's website, showing original acts as passed for Western Australia legislation, the text is included in the original 2016 Public Health Act. It was put on the books in 2016. So they can pull it up and use this to forcefully go pick up people in Western Australia and give them back this vaccine. Their own state law allows them to. Now watch. An updated version of the Act as of September 12, 2020 is also available on the government website and includes the same text. An Australian broadcasting company fact-check article on the issue was published in June this year when some social media users first became aware of the legislation and raised alarm. The ABC article states that these powers are only enforceable under a public health state of emergency, as was declared in Western Australia on March 23, 2020, in response to the COVID-19 pandemic. That makes me wonder if they have not picked up people since March 23rd. Dr. Ruko, I don't know how to say the name, a lecturer in Australia, told LifeSite News there's no basis for any public health emergency since there has not been any community transmission of the disease in Western Australia since early April. I think it's changed now. But, okay, so we're being told that this is not even true. When their own website, you click on those two blue highlighted links, it takes you to the Government of Australia, Western Australia, Department of Justice, Department of Injustice, and you go all the way to the bottom, Western Australia Health Promotion Foundation Act. It's going to open up to this PDF. Google, search on the document, type in underwear, and let's go look for it. Okay? There it is right there. To remove anything, including underwear, that the relevant person is wearing. So it's in their own documents. Okay? So Australia says they have the power to come pull down your pants and forcefully give you the shot. And they said that the reason why they do it in the butt is because if there's a person, well, I'm just going to let y'all see this. Okay? Let me Control F and see if I can get to it. It says, you might read this and wonder why would the state want to forcefully remove your underwear to administer a vaccine? Because vaccines are administered via intramuscular injection, and the most practical means for forcibly injecting a person against their will would be to restrain that person in a face-down position. Remove that person's pants and underwear, then administer the drug in the glute region. It would be much more difficult to try to inject the drug in an alternative muscle region if the person being injected was resisting. Okay? So they will force you like a prisoner down to take whatever they're wanting to give you. And don't think it's just limited to that. Remember I did this video May 21st? I see my typo. Tucker interviews Dershowitz over forced vaccination. Alan Dershowitz, who is a Harvard law professor, who was the professor to most all of the United States Supreme Court justices who were lawyers who are on the courts now. He was their constitutional lawyer in Harvard. So he has shaped U.S. policy. He has told them what is constitutionally sound. Alan Dershowitz says forced coronavirus vaccinations could happen here in America. Police power of the state is very considerable. He says it would not be unconstitutional to forcefully pick you up and roll up your sleeve and give you vaccination against your will if it was for the good of the population as a whole. And this is a United States top constitutional lawyer and who teaches constitutional law to our Supreme Court justices. Interesting enough, Alan Dershowitz was also on O.J. Simpson's Dream Team Legal Defense. But so they are already laying the groundwork that it can be done in America. So are they going to pull down our pants and give it to us too? Because that's something dictators do. What about my body, my choice? You have no body, no choice. We are in an Orwellian nightmare. Y'all please leave me your comments below and let me know what you think. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.